the day. Things have been tough, but we have to move on. Life is just as it is. The worst and best moments always meet us, and we have to go on regardless. So guys, today ODM have been in Kakamega, and we've seen a lot around that. Gladys Wanga, among many others, talking to Sifuna. Let's see this.
Every day, people juggle so many different
So of course we understand that
just to get
Sifuna
work
is
done.
always giving
task
his
turns
own
into
opinion most times. And I think, was it yesterday that he gave some ideology somewhere? And out of that, so many other people in ODM have spoken, including Winnie. We will be coming to it. So let's just listen to what Gladys Wanga said here. And of course, whether they speak in metaphors or plain language, we understand what they are saying. So let's look at this.
Busia na Kakamega mpaka huko Nyatike uwepo Rumu. Kwa hivyo sisi si chama ndogo, sisi ni chama kubwa, na tukisema tunaingia maneno ya negotiation tunaenda tukijua sisi ni chama nini kubwa. Na hiyo ndo kwa sababu leo tukija hapa tunasema tulinde ground. Nyinyi ndio mnalinda ground, na sisi kama viongozi tulinde nyinyi kama grassroots leaders. Na Mheshimiwa Edi amesema hapa, wakati tunaomba mlinde ground ni kwa sababu tunajua chama ikipata kizuri pale juu lazima ikuje na ifike mashinani. Na kitu ya kwanza inafika mashinani, saa zingine inakuwa mambo ya nomination. Na mimi nataka kusema hapa, wamama hai, wamama hai. Mimi ndio mwenyekiti wa kitaifa wa kwanza wa chama ambaye ni mama. Na mimi nataka niseme hapa hivi, wakati wa mama wanapigania chama na vijana na walemavu, wanaambia piganeni chama, hakuna mtu anakuomba certificate ya shule, hakuna mtu anakuambia uko na masomo gani, hakuna mtu anakuuliza umetoka wapi, lakini wakati nomination inafika unaambiwa leta makaratasi ya masomo ndio kuje hapa utuelezee vile utakuwa nominated. Ama ukue kazi ni ya nani ama girlfriend ya nani. Hiyo mambo lazima tumalize kwa hii chama yetu ya ODM. Wale ambao wanafanya kazi mashinani ndio wakuwe recognized na chama wakati ambao vitu vizuri inakuja. Kina mama hoye! Vijana power! Wakati umefika ya viti peke yake. Lazima itakuwa negotiation ya values za chama chetu kama ODM. Negotiation ya agenda yetu ambayo tuliwachwa na baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Kukuwa people centered. Lazima hizo mambo yote na manifesto na kila kitu itakuwa ndani ya negotiation. Si tu chukua viti hii na viti ile ingine. Ile mambo yetu yote itakuwa hapo ndani. Mnakubaliana? Na ya mwisho, mimi nimeshukuru sana hao viongozi wetu wa bunge, kwa sababu wamesema ya kwamba wakirudi bunge wataweka pesa katika budget ya kufanya compensation ya wale watu wetu ambao waliumia wakati wa post election violence kwa sababu ya ile 10-point agenda. Mimi nawashukuru na nawahimiza msukume hiyo kweli kweli, ndio sisi pia wananchi wasifikirie kwamba chama imeingia broad base na imesahau ile mambo ambayo tulikuwa wale watu
All right, so Gladys Wanga here is trying to disapprove Sifuna, indicating that Sifuna has been talking about the fact that if ODM collaborates with the UDA, they are going to lose their vision because they will focus towards the agenda by UDA and forget it. So she comes up to argue out and say that ODM is still going to hold its manifesto. How practical is this, I would ask, because I believe when you are actually getting into a contract with a different person, things change. Things actually change. So I don't think that it's going to be a walk in the park as Gladys is trying to share here. It's going to be a hurdle for them, reality be said. But anyway, a lot of people came speaking, even Simba Arati has also spoken. Let's listen to him from Kakamega.
Niulize wana Kakamega tafadhali, chini ya chairman wenu ambaye ni Barasa, mwakishe chama imesimama, na mimi nimekubaliana na yeye. Mimi kando na kule Kisii, tutahakisha tumefunga eneo zetu zote za ODM. Kuna watu hapa wanasema Oburu ni mzee. Wacha niwaambie, katika Biblia mkiangalia Exodus ambayo ni Kutoka 17 mlango wa 8 mpaka wa 13 unasema vile Moses walipokwenda vitani na wale watu wa Amalek. Moses alikuwa amechoka mikono. Aaron na Ul walikuja wakaekelea jiwe, akakaa, wakashikilia yeye mikono juu, wakapiga vita mpaka wakashinda.
So ARAT is trying to reassure that Oburu Odinga will still make it in the party regardless of being old. Remember, the people who argued against this majorly was Babu Owino. Babu Owino is uncomfortable with Oburu being the leader because he says that while the old people have fought the war, they are now tired, and therefore the young people should take over and move with the vision. Okay? Anyway, let's come and see. Because on the other hand, we have had a rally at Kamkunji to popularize Ruto one term. So I'm just wondering, because this rally was held by Raila Jr. and Wino Odinga, and we have seen the Kibra residents telling the entire group that they don't want to hear anything to do with two-term. So what is going on? Let's see this one.
Brayo Gen Z from Woodley. Brayo karibu. Hii ya leo ni ya wananchi wa kawaida, si ndio? Ya MPs na MCAs mtatengeneza yenyu. Asante. Viva jeshi ya baba, viva! Viva jeshi ya baba, viva! I'd like to be very precise. And this goes to the ODM top brass. Baba and maybe his family are the only people that had the blueprint of the broad-based government and how ODM could have formed the next government. And therefore, I want to speak to the other leaders, the top brass leadership. Kindly stop telling us what Baba told you in private, because Baba is not here to tell us if that is what exactly he had said. And therefore, what I'm saying is this: we cannot negotiate if we have petty squabbles in the party. Therefore, let us call upon all these people. Let us ask Sifuna why he is having dissenting opinions. Let us ask Babu why he is having dissenting opinions, so that we'll sit down and talk about this. When we head to the negotiating table, then we talk about this wananchi. How wananchi tunaenda kuwa empower aje? Kama toka broad-based government, wamama wangapi wamefunguliwa biashara? Youth wangapi wamefunguliwa biashara? That is the agenda we are talking about. Until then, sisi tunasema kama Gen Z, we expect Baba's family to take charge and tell us what we are supposed to do next, because hawa ndio jeshi ya Baba. Asanteni sana. Aya, asante sana. Madam Winnie and Mr. Junior, kabla baba age dunia, kabla baba age baba tuache, hapa Kibra tulikuwa na mambo yanayoitwa, tulikuwa tunapata maji. Tulikuwa tunapata maji na stima, hata kama tunalipa kwa bei kidogo, lakini tunaipata. It is now 3 weeks. Maji hakuna Kibra hii. Na ule ambayo najua, yes, hiyo ni kweli. Ule ambayo najua nasimamia wakati hiyo, baba alikuwa anatumia CEO wa Nairobi Water, alikuwa from Kalenjin community. Nasikia ujamaa merit. The guy is in charge now, is a lawyer from Western here. Tafadhali Winnie, with all the respect that we give you, watu wa Kibra wameteseka maji. Na unajua kwanza kwamba slums ziko na shida mingi. Mambo ya cholera. Hatutaki tuache mambo ifike wakati watu wanakuwa affected. Tafadhali Winnie, kwa haya machache jaribu kufikisha hii mambo Sio anaribota alibadilisha line hapa. Sasa 3 weeks.
All right, guys. So as ODM continues to hold their Linda Ground rally from Busia to Kakamega, Winnie and Junior Odinga have been Kibra listening to the ground, scare ground. All right. So Junet, on the other hand, also spoke during this rally, and let's listen to what he said to Sifuna.
Nataka kufanya clarification hapa kwa niaba ya chama. Nataka kusema hivi. Chama ya ODM mimi ndo nahusika na masuala ya uchaguzi. Na wakati tulifanya
So we were talking about Junet and whatever he said here. Get to it.
What's the position? What's the position? Hello? Hello? Lakini ODM lakini watu wameweka dispute. Dispute tasikizwa, chama iko na masuala ya kusikiza dispute, kuna dispute committee ya chama, kuna PPDT, kuna High Court. Lakini mimi naongea kulingana na vile kitabu ya chama ilikuwa nasema jana jioni. Ilisema mwenyekiti ni Fernandez Baraza. Lakini dispute ikisema koti ikiamua vingine, mtu akishinda kotini ashinda hiyo dispute ingine isemekane, hiyo sasa ni mambo tofauti. Lazima tukue watu wa ukweli, tukue watu wa huko pia ni watu wetu, ni watu wa ODM, na hawa pia ni watu wa chama yetu, lakini tuendeshe chama kulingana na vile ukweli ilipo. Si ndio namna hiyo? Tumemalizana hiyo ama hatujamalizana? Na yule mtu ataonea mimi mbaya, naomba msamaha. Mimi ni hivyo tu. Watu wengi wamenipiga kwa kuongea hivi, lakini executive director iko hapa, party leader iko hapa, chair iko hapa. This matter was discussed in the central committee. Anaitwa nani? Na pia hatutaungana na mtu yoyote ako na muungano ya nani? Kama wewe unataka kufanya mazungumzo na Wamunyoro, wewe fanya mazungumzo yako. Sisi pia tuachiwe tufanye na watu wa broad base wako hapa. Sisi pia tufanye na watu wa broad base. Governor Lusaka iko hapa. Lakini mimi nakuhakikishia ya kwamba the last person who will become opposition leader ndani ya ODM ilikuwa baba yangu, baba Raila Amolo Odinga. Wengine yote wataform serikali sasa. Tumerefuka, na mjinga akirefuka mwerevu wako wapi? Mjinga akirefuka mwerevu iko wapi? Wamezoea kufungia ODM nje. Sisi ndio watu ya kupigana na watu, sisi ndio kutetea watu, sisi ndio watu ya maandamano, sisi ndio watu ya kuongoa reli, sisi ndio watu ya kufanya sijui nini. Safari hii tumerefuka, tuko kwa meza. Tuko kwa meza na watu banduki na watu, lakini tutafanya mazungumzo kama.
All right, that is Junet for you. Of course, directly opposing what Babu and Sifuna were standing for. So meanwhile, I need us to talk about Uganda. The Uganda situation has been worse since yesterday. We saw people on the streets. I want us to get to chaos in Uganda and see this.
If you've ever opened 20 tabs on Google Scholar trying to figure out what the research says, watch this. Normally,
In our African setup, criticizing an elder is a heavy thing. We are taught from birth that grey hair is a library of wisdom, and to challenge Mzee is to question the ancestors themselves. But when it comes to Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, even the most respectful voices across the continent can't keep quiet over him. And this is why.
This is the final declaration of the presidential results. In accordance with Article 103, Clause 7 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda.
Just hours ago, the results of another Ugandan election were announced. And to the surprise of absolutely nobody, Museveni has been declared the winner.
The Commission publishes and declares the results of the presidential elections as follows. Kyagulanyi Sentamu Robert, 2,741,238 votes. Mabirizi Joseph, 23,458. Yoweri Tuhaburwa Kaguta Museveni, 7,946,772. I repeat, Yoweri Tuhaburwa Kaguta Museveni, 7,946,772 votes. Total number of invalid votes cast and 75,353. Total number of invalid votes cast 275,353, amounting to.
So those are 40 years of repression. Of course, we understand Museveni came into leadership after going to the bush to fight Idi Amin Dada. However, since he took over, he has become a dictatorial leader who has to always frustrate democracy over years. He claims he's the best leader of Uganda, and that if the young people come in, they are going to hand over the nation to the foreigners who will destroy it. How true is this? Is this a mean statement meant to make Uganda be under him until his death? And of course, his son now has grown up, Muhoozi, who is now in charge of the army. Museveni is eyeing this leadership for his son. He said that the only person who will remove him from leadership must go to the bush, just as he did against Idi Amin. Bobi Wine has ever since been fighting against Museveni for the longest time possible. Regardless of the rallies showing a different statistics, when it comes to votes, it is a totally different mathematics. It is quite surprising that then, in such a country where the president believes he is the hero, it could be leading to internet blackout and such situations as frustration, the army all over the places. What is Africa getting to? Now let's listen for more.
In Entebbe.
And I hope everybody would now settle down and forget about alternative arrangements for Uganda. There will be no alternative arrangements for Uganda for a long time to come. I think it would be just, it would save a lot of effort if people could settle down and work with the national resistance movement and we build the country. If you have got illusions in your head, that's your own business.
Since he took over, he has ruled through the entire digital age, from the days of noisy dial-up internet and cyber cafes to an era where artificial intelligence is shaping the future. He came to power when making a phone call meant finding a landline. Today, he leads a country where young people live on smartphones, scrolling TikTok, sharing on WhatsApp, and debating politics online. He has outlasted generations of US presidents, watched China rise from the margins to a global power, and seen Africa's sound travel from cassette tapes to streaming platforms across the world. But the world changed, technology changed, generations changed, but the man at the top remained the same.
This revolution is irreversible. You cannot reverse it.
Are you haunted by
Yeah, so that's Uganda for you. And of course, we've seen some chaos in the streets a little bit. I don't know what it will end up with. But of course, finally, they have declared Museveni as the winner, and nothing is going to reverse that. Even as Bobi Wine yesterday hid at some place and dropped a video indicating that the results are fake. The Constitution of Uganda does not allow anybody to declare the election process illegal. And therefore, whatever Kyagulanyi or Bobi Wine has indicated is null and void. So what is happening is that now Museveni is mocking Bobi Wine. Let's watch this as we end our video.
And that's why I've already started speaking to our East African leaders. This morning I speak to His Excellency Ruto. I'm going to speak to Samia and the other leaders about the East African community to make that market free so that we can sell easily without restrictions. Now finally, this time we are going to start taking advantage of our oil because our oil will start flowing this year. When I was flying all over the place, I was passing over the pipeline. It is reaching Hoima, and very soon we shall start pumping the oil. And therefore we shall have money to deal with infrastructure, to deal with the railway, to deal with the power stations, to deal with some of the roads, not all the roads, because I don't want the oil money to be spent on these things which are not long-lasting. I want to put the oil money in the railway, which will last a long time, and in the power stations. Now, I want to thank God for this victory. And all the victories we have had in the last 50 years, 55 years of struggle since 1971. I also want to thank the NRM members and all the leaders who have been mentioned here, because all of them played a critical role in this victory. I don't have time to go into details, but it's enough to give a summary, to give the opposition are lucky. They have not seen our full strength. Just 80 million people turned up. Many of the spirit votes are ours. The 200,000, almost 300,000 spirit votes, because these are our people who are the elders and so on. So, but it's a good test of the strength of the NRM, but it's not all the strength. If all the strength of the NRM turn up, there will be no opposition in Uganda. Don't believe in it. Surprise attack. Europeans like surprise attack. They think surprise attack is fighting. That's cowardice. The Minyankore, when he's coming to fight you, and you are looking the other way, he has not seen you, you clear your throat. And then he turns to face you, and you insult him, I have come to cut your mother something. Then you sort it out. This is the culture of this place.
Okay, so that is Museveni bragging about the leadership, or rather the success, indicating that Bobi Wine was on a mission to destabilize Uganda using the white funders. How true is this? Again, give us evidence, Museveni. Thank you. Adios.